Hi guys, how's it going? Caitlin here and welcome to my kitchen for another week of meal prep. I hope that you're excited for the week ahead because you're going to have 3 meals prepped, ready to go, and 0 effort. It's going to take so much stress off your week. This week's menu is Bang Bang Chicken Bowls, slow cooker lasagna soup, and Thai basil chicken wrap. So if that sounds good to you, go to the description in this video to find links to grab your prep list, your groceries, come right back here, and then we can do all this prep together because prep is funner with friends. There are 3 varying levels of prep depending on your level of motivation. So if you want to get the time to table results that you do see in the meal plan, you're going to want to go all the way with me to level 3. So just keep that in mind and let's see where this takes us, shall we? So like many times, I'm actually going to start with some things that are in level 3 because level 3 is stuff that does itself while we're doing other things, and that's how we're going to gain back extra time this week, okay? So I'm gonna start off here by, I'm gonna cook some chicken, I'm gonna brown some beef, and I'm gonna cook some rice. You can do these in any methods that you want, or you don't have to do it all at the same time if that feels overwhelming to you, of course. I'm gonna use a pressure cooker to cook my chicken because that's very hands-off, very simple. I'm gonna cook my rice in the microwave, and I'm gonna brown my beef just on the stovetop there. So those are all things that are just gonna be able to do themselves. So, oh, if you want to prep extra chicken or whatever at this point, you can definitely do that. You can choose to do that. And you know what? I might just cook 3 because it takes just as much effort to cook 3 as it does to cook 2. And then I have extras that I can, give to the kids. So I think that's my plan. I want to make sure that I have a cup of water in my pressure cooker though. And if you're somebody who's worried about pressure cookers, like it feels like it's a bomb sitting on your counter and it's gonna blow up, it won't, it'll be fine. I have theories about it though. I have theories that are backed by 0 research, and I've never actually looked it up. But my thought is that were it to have something that goes wrong, I think it would be like there's a little spot that shows when it comes to pressure. I think that's where it would, I think that's where if anything was going to fail, it would just fail out of that. So it'd be like this one little thing, you'd probably hear a loud pop and then you'd be terrified and then everything would be fine. But I don't think that's likely to happen. Sometimes I just gotta think to myself, like worst case scenario, just in case. Gonna make sure I salt both sides of it. I find that if I don't salt meat before I cook it, it's just bland and grossness. There we go, so that one is started. Just gonna get that bit of oil heating up. I'm gonna throw my rice in here. I have a microwave rice cooker. It's one of those things that I just feel like it saves me loads of effort. Well, aren't you a special little bag? I don't know what you're supposed to do with this bag, but that's where I'm going with it. I thought that, like there was a little seal thing that I peeled, and I thought after I did that, then it would probably be, smooth sailing, but no, they were extra protective. I guess that's a good thing. never once been worried if my bag of rice had gluten-free on it, but this one actually says gluten-free on it. Interesting. I guess I just kind of assumed that if there was no other warnings that my rice would be gluten-free. Hands a quick wash. Awesome. So 3 things all just doing themselves right now, which I love. I love that. Shall we go to level 1? Perhaps you've already started at level 1, in which case I'll race you. No, I'm just kidding. First, just gonna chop up an onion. Now, none of these tasks are particularly difficult, but you know when they feel difficult is at 5 p.m. So the magic of this is that we're kind of, think of it as a build your own meal kit, except it's completely tailored to your own tastes. Because if you look at any ingredients that are in this, you're not a fan, you're allergic, whatever, my hope is that these recipes, they're all selected to be very, very modifiable. So you'll even see, like, I've got dairy-free and grain-free / paleo modifications in each of these plans. Because oftentimes it's not just gluten so many times, right? And most of the meal kits aren't made for gluten-free people either, so there's always that risk of cross-contamination. This doesn't take long to throw together, guys. It really doesn't take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it saves you a lot of effort and a lot of cleanup throughout the week. Caitlin versus the onion. The onion is winning, guys. I don't know what that says about what my day is going to be shaping up to look like if I'm being defeated by an onion. It was a scary thought. Yeah. So I'm going to use a food chopper. Fun. B, it's pretty efficient. I like it. And it does mean less tears, maybe not no tears, but definitely less tears chopping the onion. Ooh, lolly. That'll wake you up in the morning. Okay. 1 little container. Done. It's just satisfying. I find it satisfying every time I put a lid on one of these. There's just something satisfying about that. So, going to slice up just half of a pepper. The other half of the pepper, you can figure out what you want to do, what you want to put it in. I'm just going to throw it in with my lasagna. Because it's a slow cooker meal, you can do a lot with hiding things in a slow cooker meal. I might consider that actually one of my hobbies is hiding vegetables in a slow cooker. But all jokes aside, it's a fantastic way to make use of any veggies that you're not quite sure, you're crisper what you're going to do with them. Just be like, you go in a slow cooker lasagna. Because it's the best place to throw it this week. There we go. Nice sliced up pepper. I'm gonna put the other half of the pepper in the same container. Because why not? My containers have like little dividers. They're made for meal prep. This is their joy and pleasure in life is meal prepping. Meal prepping. Alright, I'm gonna crumble this up a little bit. This, by the way, is magic. If you don't have one, it's called Mix and Chop, aka the magical Mix and Chop. So good. Best thing ever for crumbling up ground meat. Go, because that's just going to be perfect to hide in here. I did not chop off any toes. Saw it coming and dodged it. Yes. This might be a scary day. Okay, peppers. Peppers are prepped. We have prepped peppers. I'm going to get myself 2 teaspoons of ginger. So I have a little thingy here. I like my gadgets. It's called a cup zester, and I like it for ginger especially because it works in any direction. So it just makes it very, very easy. Ginger can get a little stringy when you're doing it, so this just helps with that. If you wanted to just chop your ginger, you could certainly do that. If you have a food chopper, it's also great for chopping ginger. I could have done that. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, whatever. Got no regrets. Okay. Also has a little thing that I can measure on the back of it, so not quite to my 2 teaspoons yet. ginger weird. Like, you take off a big old hunk of ginger and you go to grate it, and then magically it's like it just whittles away into nothing and disappears, and there's no trace of it. It's not like it's juice, it's not like it's anything. It just full on disappears. Like, is there just a bunch of random air in ginger that when you grate it, it just dissipates? Just like, I don't understand ginger. I like ginger, and I love fresh ginger. Fresh ginger is just a million times better than any powdered ginger. Powdered ginger just tends to taste like nothing. But I mean, I felt like I had a huge old chunk of ginger here. We're not at 2 teaspoons yet. It's messed up in my mind. It boggles my mind. If anybody can explain to me the mysteries of ginger, I am all ears. Because to me, that should have been like 2 tablespoons, not 2 teaspoons. It should have been 2 tablespoons. And we're at 2 teaspoons. Like, that's deranged. Alright, that's good, or it's at least good enough. Because honestly, I'm really not looking for perfection there. Not looking for perfection because it's going in a slow cooker anyway. It's just, if you do brown your meat ahead of time, you'll have better results. You could probably get away with it the other way, but I'm not sure how. Whoa, okay. Guys, if that's all you have in you, you have completed level 1 and pretty much all of level 3. If you want to get extra prepped though, let's go on to level 2, shall we? So, I'm going to make some sauce. Once upon a time, oh there it is. There we go. Going to make some sauce for our chicken skillet, just so that it's really easy to throw it all together day of. Got all the ingredients right there on the list in front of you there, so go wild. I do mix up my own broth. Maybe you make yours, in which case you're a step ahead of me. I used to make my own until, I don't know if it was 2nd or 3rd child. I think it was 3rd child, and then I was just like, you know what? I hate to say I don't have time for this, but I have better things that I could do with the little time that I have. And I thought, you know what? If that's the worst thing that I'm doing, that's okay. So I actually get this. It's called Organica, and it only has 1 ingredient with it, which is bone broth. So I feel really good about it because it's like, you know, healthy. I don't want to trade nutrition for convenience in a big way. Yeah, I don't want to trade nutrition for convenience in a big way, but something small like that I know I'm still getting good things, I'm okay with. I mean, to be fair, my bone broth was pretty much free because I was just taking, you know, what was left of my chicken bones and stuff like that. I'd cook a whole chicken and use the bones, so it was pretty much free, and this stuff is definitely not free. But it's quicker, guys, way quicker. But if you're ever looking to like make bone broth, and you ever want any help with that, I'm happy to help with that too, because I did it for years. not hard. I just don't have it in me right now. And someday I'll probably go back to it. Now, there is no salt in the bone broth, so if you're using the same one I do, you might want to add some extra salt from the recipe. It really doesn't take much to throw it together. Sauce thrown together, nice and easy. Another satisfying click of a lid. So I want to let the rice sit for 10 minutes before I fluff it. All right, what should we do next? Maybe make some peanut sauce? Sound good? Sounds good to you? Sounds good to me? Let's do it. So I'm using another funky little gadget here. It's called a measure-all. This one's a mini measure-all. And its claim to fame is measuring goopy things like peanut butter or honey or anything that you have to scrape into a measuring cup and then scrape out of a measuring cup, doubling your scrapage. Scrapage? Scrape time? Effort? Sorry. Sometimes the words just don't come. This one, you push it out and then it just comes right off the end, which is lovely. Gotta have a little last bit of that peanut butter. All right, we're gonna do some basil. I love basil, I love fresh basil. I mean, sometimes you could use dry basil instead. So we want about a tablespoon-ish, but you can measure basil with your heart. You can chop it with a knife. I have an herb mill right here. I love me an herb mill, just because it does a fantastic job of doing what it's supposed to do, aka milling herbs. We're just gonna put a little more. I know, it's probably gonna be over a tablespoon, but herbs are kind of like ginger in the way that, you know, you grate them, you mill them, and they just kind of disappear too. And I'm like, where'd you go, man? I invited you to the party, and you just left. Well, let's just take the protector off the bottom. Come on. There we go. It might be a little over a tablespoon, but I might just be a little more basil-y. I'm at peace with that. I'm sure if you smushed it down, it would be a tablespoon. But you do you. It's all good. All right. Poppy seed dressing. I made my own poppy seed dressing, which ironically, there's no poppy seeds in my poppy seed dressing. When I went to the store today, when I went to go get the poppy seeds, the only poppy seeds that they had may contain wheat. I'm like, dude, there's one ingredient. There's one ingredient in this whole thing. You had one job, yet it may contain everything. It was like, may contain nuts, soy, wheat, anything that could potentially harm a person, shellfish, small animals. I don't know, like it just, like you had one job. Give me some poppy seeds. And that was the only thing of poppy seeds that they had in the store. And I didn't want to go to another store. So I thought, well, what's poppy seed dressing without poppy seeds? Probably fine. It's probably fine. That's what I went with. You know what? It tastes good. So, and it tastes very much like poppy seed dressing. It just doesn't have poppy seeds in it. So maybe that appeals to you, in which case you can just check out my recipe for that anyway and use it. It's in the meal plan. Nothing is hidden from you. I want you to have, you know, great success. Speaking of things that are in the meal plan, if you don't have an Asian seasoning, I have my own Asian seasoning blend that I do have in the recipe as well. I think it's delicious. And if you want to steal it, you most certainly can. If you just said bless you, you're the type of people. Deco, you're okay, pretty girl. You're okay. You're okay. You're all right. My big tough guard dog. She's terribly vicious, terribly fierce. I know, pretty girl. You just saved my life. Again. And again. Don't know what I'm being saved from this time, but I'm sure it was terrifying. Okay, gotta throw together the seasonings for our soup. Because anything we can do to make life easy, right? Anything we can do. Best Italian seasoning I have ever had. Love it. Like, you open the container and it just like blasts you right in the face with the smell of all the herbs, and oh, it's good. Brown sugar. You can do maple syrup or honey or coconut sugar if you prefer. And if you want to throw in chili flakes for just like a little kick, you certainly can. There we go. Just to make life easy. There we are. So now I'm gonna go do some grating of some cheese. Gonna grate some cheese. Okay. This will be for our soup. And best part about this, if you are living in a house with people who are maybe you're the person who doesn't eat cheese, maybe somebody else doesn't eat cheese. You can always go lactose free, or you can use dairy-free options. Or if you're in a mixed house, you can just kind of play with the ingredients a little bit. Take out however much soup it is that you want to have, and then add the cheese, because the cheese goes in at the very end. You don't have to have the cheese in before, you can just add it in at the end, so it is completely friendly for somebody who is dairy-free. And if you want to still have like a bit of creaminess and you're dairy-free, you could always throw in some coconut milk or something like that, just to have the same kind of feel. How much we got here? Not quite half a cup yet. Here we go. Now I'm going to grate up a couple cups of mozzarella. After I fluff my rice. There we go. I'm just going to store the rice in the exact same container in the fridge, because honestly all I use that thing for is usually just rice. Sometimes I'll use it for pasta, but generally it's a rice maker for me. It's put to a lot of use. There we go. Cheese, all grated. Okay, my friends, if you were just sticking around for level 1 and level 2 and you are peacing out, well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the week. You rocked it. You did awesome. You just made your life so much easier, and hope to see you next week. If you're sticking around with me for level 3 because you've already done most of it, that was done, but I always like to double check with the thermometer, right? That's the big fat one, and it says done. Trying to decide if I want to cut that up now or if I want to, I'm going to let it cool off for a little bit and then I'm going to slice it up. Let's see, we got to slice some chicken. That is the last thing that we got to do. We're just going to cube up some chicken for the Bang Bang Chicken Skillet. So it's going to be ready to go for day of. So you can do 2 breasts if you want, you can do 3 breasts if you want. All depends on how many people you are feeding. Also, if you are grain-free, you're probably gonna wanna up, well, the meat and the vegetables for it, because the grain really, it's a filler, right? Like, let's not kid ourselves. It is a filler for a lot of dishes. So there's no harm, no foul if you decide that you want to just up the protein, up the veggies. Upping the veggies is going to, you don't want to just up the protein, you want to up the protein and the veggies. The veggies are going to give you fiber and nutrients and all of the good things. Even if you're on a grain-free diet, I would hope that it's going to be very veggie high rather than just protein high. I know protein is good for you. We all want lots of it. But veggies are also good for you. And veggies aren't a spot where you're getting, you know, loads and loads of calories, but they are a place where you're getting loads and loads of nutrients and things that make you feel good. So if you up your protein, just make sure you up your veggies too. Your body will thank you for it. I find everything quite cyclical for dietary stuff. I'm sure you see it lots, where specific foods become the enemy for some reasons. It'd be like, okay, carbs are the enemy, or too much protein, I think, was the enemy at one point, or fats are the enemy, or fats are your friend. When the truth is, it's not really so, you need a balance. That's why people end up so extreme on the things, is because if you swing the pendulum all the way over to one side, yeah, it's gonna swing back. But the real good stuff is probably somewhere right around the middle. Okay, cool. So, got our chicken all diced up there. Good to go. And just scoop all that and throw that into a container too. And I'm gonna give that other chicken a quick slice on a clean cutting board in just a minute when it's not super hot. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. If you made through all of this, you have just made your week so much easier. And I want you really to lean into that feeling this week, if you can, lean into the feeling of, oh, it feels so good when your meals are ready to go and you can just pull the stuff out of the fridge and throw it together. It's like you have a build your own meal kit, right? So never take this for granted. I don't take this for granted. Guys, this is self-care and we just did it together. I feel like we had a bit of fun while we did it, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.